There we go.
Hey everyone, it's Hans and welcome back. A little while ago, Nintendo reached out and asked if I wanted to have a hands-on experience with the all-new Nintendo Ring Fit Adventures. A brand new product and game meant to add some gamification elements to exercising. It sounds good in practice, and I must admit I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. For those of you who know Nintendo, you'll also know that the company is well versed when it comes to fitness and gaming, with the Wii Fit being one of the prime examples of how video games and fitness can be merged together. Now, I'm someone who enjoys being fit. I exercise fairly regularly and I also do Pilates. So when I realized what the Ring Fit was about, I said yes, and I went down to Nintendo's offices in Santon and had a look at what the Ring Fit was about, and I came away pleasantly surprised. Although adding gamification elements to exercises sounds a little bit gimmicky, I have to say that the Ring Fit is something else. It's really quite an unusual device. So Ring Fit Adventure comes in three parts. The first being the Ring-Con, just like Nintendo's Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch, the Ring-Con, which is a ring-shaped device that you can squeeze in, pull out, and which also has space for one of Nintendo's Joy-Cons to be inserted into, which then provides heart rate measuring through the infrared module, as well as gyroscopic sensing for movement. And that's actually how it records your exercise movements. Nintendo have managed to create a UI that actually responds to squeezes and pulls, and a little bit difficult to describe, but once you've had a feel for it, it actually becomes incredibly intuitive. It's quite interesting and innovative, and surprising how Nintendo have taken an already established product like the Switch and how they continue innovating and creating new ways of experimentation with it, much like Nintendo's Labo. The second part of it is a leg strap, which is where you put the second Joy-Con controller, and that controller on your leg with the other Joy-Con in the Ring-Con controller is how Nintendo Ring Fit Adventures monitors your movements. The third part of the package is the game itself, Ring Fit Adventure, which is really good. It's far better than I expected it to be, and it actually has three separate modes. For a start, there's a campaign. Correct! This exercise game has a campaign, whereby you need to team up with a sentient ring, being the Ring-Con, and you have to take down a, get this, bodybuilding dragon called Drago. I assume I'm pronouncing that correctly. It kind of plays very much like a rail shooter, whereby you don't really have an option of where the character is moving. It's kind of going on like a rail, as rail shooter implies, but you can use the Ring-Con to jump, to shoot, to bounce. It's really quite innovative. The Ring-Con in conjunction with the Joy-Con on your leg, which measures how your legs move and how the faster you run, the faster your character moves, it all kind of comes together in this wonderful synergy of adventure gaming mixed with actual bona fide exercising. You can also encounter monsters in the game, and when that happens, there's a little bit of a RPG element to it where it's turn-based attacks, whereby the monster will attack, and then you've got to use your Ring-Con in a specific way, whether it's over or above your head, to the side, or squeezed against your abdominals to charge up an attack. It's really quite interesting. Nintendo have put a lot of thought into this product, and it's made the gamification element quite good, specifically with regards to exercise. It's quite fun and it's interesting, and the story is humorous in its own right, but it's also quite cool in the way that they've done it. So if you embark on this adventure mode with a little bit of a narrative, it actually keeps you going. You kind of want to know what's going to happen next, but at the same time, you don't really realize you're exercising. And let me tell you, the exercises are not easy. I ended up doing this and sweating so much that my entire back was drenched. It's as disgusting as it sounds, but also a lot of fun. Perhaps because it's all new and it's novel, but I could honestly imagine people playing this and enjoying it. I mean, the narrative is not that lengthy or that strong to keep you going for long periods of time, but it's enough to make something like exercising even more entertaining, just in case someone needs a little extra push to, actually become active in their daily lifestyle. In addition to the main narrative, there are also 2 additional aspects to the game, one being quick mini-games, and the final one being an actual exercise mode where if you're not interested in the story or the mini-games and you just want to work out using the ring con, you can. In terms of the other 2 modes, those being the mini-games and the normal exercises, something that Nintendo have also implemented into the game is the ability to challenge other opponents, therefore adding another element to people who enjoy challenges. So for myself, I am somewhat competitive, and while I was there at the event, I noticed that there was a chest peck exercise where you take the ring con and you sort of squeeze it in as much and as quick as possible. I saw the score there and I just had to beat it, and I did. And it's just one of those additional elements that they've added to the game to make it more appealing to people who A, enjoy exercise, B, enjoy video games, and C, who are competitive. So if there's more than one person in a household, you can all battle it out against each other to see who is most fit. And I genuinely like that element of it. Interestingly enough, the game also has a quiet mode. So where normally you would have to run in place in order to make your character move or to perform certain things on screen, those actions of running are then replaced with squatting. And we all know what squats are good for, but with that said, the squatting is obviously quieter. There's no tapping of the feet on the floor. And I really like that element of it. It means that no matter the time of day, you can do your Ring Fit adventure, and therefore everyone is happy. I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed my hands-on time with Nintendo Ring Fit Adventure. I think the Ring Con is super cool and innovative, and it really does give you a bona fide workout, which to me was the most shocking element. I wasn't expecting to exercise or sweat as much as I did. The Ring Con is now available. It released on the 18th of October, and in South Africa it has a suggested retail price of 1,299 Rand, and I think I might actually pick up one of these. Add some extra exercising, because apparently, according to Nintendo, you can never exercise enough. So let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you all again soon. Ciao for now.